Greetings, welcome Jefficho Films. It's time for a Christmas movie. We'll go back to 1984, produced by Steven Spielberg, written by Christopher Columbus, directed by Joe Dante. So let's review Gremlins.
Jesus, Frank, that's Dave Myers. He does Santa every year.
What the hell is he doing now?
This movie starts out with narration from Rand Peltzer. He has a story for us. He's looking in Chinatown for a gift for his kid, and he's also trying to sell some of his inventions. He gets distracted by a cute little mogwai, kind of like this, but not a child's toy that's been worn down over the years and recently found in a closet and used for this review. The kid's gonna sell it to him even though his grandfather said no, and then he gets the 3 rules. No bright lights, sunlight will kill it, don't get it wet, and don't feed it after midnight. Then we get some credits proving this is a Christmas film. Billy, who is Rand's son, is having car issues. I mean, brush off your car for one, bro. And then we get to see Dick Miller. I love that guy. Billy and his dog Barney jog into town and go to the bank where he works with the beautiful Phoebe Cates. We meet Ruby Deagle, who's a mean grumpy bitch, and she threatens to kill his dog. I'm pretty sure you could go to the police for that. And Barney scares her off, which kind of gets Billy in trouble, but whatever.
Maybe I'll put him in my spin dryer on high heat.
Barney! Barney! Barney, you get him all the time, right?
Kate also works at the bar. Gerald, played by Judge Reinhold, is there too, and he's annoying Billy about bank life. Billy gets home, helps his mom out in the kitchen, and we see some of Dad's other inventions that don't work too well. Dad gets home and gives Billy the gift. It's that cute little creature they modeled Baby Yoda after. Mom takes a picture and freaks it out, and then Dad gives him the rules. And they hang out. The next morning, Billy risks Dad's invented juicer, which was a mistake, and the Christmas tree boy Pete, played by Feldman, comes by and visits, drops off a Christmas tree, and he meets Gizmo. And then he knocks water onto him, which causes Gizmo to shoot out these little tribble babies that grow into little mogwai.
Great, thanks a lot.
Sorry. Who's in that jar?
Nothing, just water.
He goes to see his dad, who won't shut up about one of his inventions, and he tells him about his issue.
You know, it's funny, the new ones aren't like Gizmo. The one with the stripe seems to be the leader.
You know what?
What?
I'll bet every kid in America would like to have one of these.
That night we see his dog Barney strung up in Christmas lights. It was that little shit mogwai, Stripe. He's evil. Next day we see Dad's coffee invention, which doesn't look edible. And Billy takes Gizmo to his school teacher and gets him wet. Dude, there's 3 fucking rules and you can't follow them?
I keep one of these here. Run some tests on them.
Yeah. I think I could spare one.
Billy walks by the bar and meets up with Kate, who's trying to get Murray to go home, but he's going on about gremlins and how they just destroy everything. And he walks her home in the snow past some Christmas carols. I really like that she knows her shit.
It's funny, you know, because I always thought everyone was happy during the holidays.
Well, everybody else is opening up their presents. They're opening up their wrists.
Cheery thought.
It's true. The suicide rate's always the highest around the holidays.
Billy doesn't understand why she hates Christmas so much, but he still shoots his shot and asks her out, and she says yes. It's a good move. She's a keeper. We see the teachers drawing blood from the little mogwai, and then he leaves at 2 a.m. and he left food out, which is well after midnight. The little guy ate it. And Billy at least checks his clock, even though there's an issue with that, and he feeds a bunch of the little mogwai who just devour food. Why are they all assholes and Gizmo's like the nice one?
Here we go. Well, maybe you guys would be quiet.
The next day we see a bunch of alien eggs, like almost literally out of the movie Alien. The mogwai have cocooned. Billy goes to see Roy, the teacher, and he has the same issue. We see his dad's at a convention trying to sell his inventions on Christmas Eve. Who has a convention that day? The eggs hatch and Gizmo hides, and Roy calls Billy and says his egg hatched, so when he heads over and arrives and finds Roy dead with a needle in his ass. Gremlin escapes into the vent, and Billy has to go fix his hand before he runs into it again. At home, Gizmo's being terrorized, throwing down laundry shoes. Mom goes to investigate and she sees the hatched eggs. Billy calls and tells her to get the hell out of the house. She's at least smart enough to go grab a knife, and she sees one in the kitchen eating food, and she takes it out. Damn, she's out for blood. At some point, this is just animal cruelty. I think she's gone a little bit extreme, because I mean, so far they've really just been bad house pets that threw like a glass in her direction. There's no reason to slaughter them. But she gets attacked and strangled by a Christmas tree, but Billy arrives just in time to save her. They see Stripe escape, so Billy takes his mom to the doctor that doesn't live too far and leaves her at his home, and he grabs Gizmo and they go follow the footprints and try to find Stripe. Stripe's just wandering around town with a sword. Mad respect. And then he wanders over to a pool and he just jumps in. I don't think this is going to be good. Billy in a panic goes to the police, but they laugh at him as much as I laugh at this stop motion shot. Gremlins are out and about causing chaos. I mean, they bent the shit out of Murray's satellite so his TV's not working, which pisses him off. And they take his snowplow and run it through his house and run over his wife and him and kill him. I mean, they don't really show that part, but like, it happened. I love this sinister Christmas music. The sheriff gets a call about Murray and his wife, and they head out. And then we visit the Deagle residence, where she's a crazy cat lady, but she does get some interesting Christmas carolers.
Warned you, Brent!
One of the gremlins sabotages her chairlift that helps her go up and down the stairs, which ends up launching her out. I'd like to know where he learned those skills. The cops arrive and see a Santa just being attacked by a bunch of gremlins, and they drive off because, like, why do their job? The cop car's brakes get cut, and then we see everybody start crashing. Billy gets in his car and starts it, and it actually starts, and we hear on the radio the whole town is getting terrorized. And we see Kate is serving gremlins at her bar as if that's her job. Like, you're not gonna get paid. Also, we get a flasher.
Please, don't bite me. Wait a minute.
There's gremlins drinking, playing cards, smoking. There's a flash dance reference. There's a lot of crazy shit going on in this bar. I don't know how they got all these references or even who taught them to play cards. Kate uses a camera and the flash to escape, and Billy arrives, but now his car won't start, so they run and go hide out in the bank. Kate opens up to Billy and tells him why she hates Christmas. Probably not like just this Christmas, but this one seems pretty bad. No, 9-year-old Kate was waiting 4 or 5 days for her dad to come home for Christmas, and then she smelled something funny in the chimney.
Firemen came and broke through the chimney top, and me and Mom were expecting them to pull out a dead cat. Instead, they pulled out my father. He was dressed in a Santa Claus suit. He slipped and broke his neck. Died instantly.
They see one of the gremlins in the theater, so they go investigate, and they're all in there, and they're watching Snow White, and they love it. So they sneak down into the boiler room, open up the gas valve, and light a match, and the building explodes a few times. Kate looks across the street and notices Stripe is still alive, so they head over into the department store, where she gives Billy a kiss. Stripe could really just roll around in the snow, couldn't he, and rebuild his army? Billy goes around and he starts hunting Stripe, but it's really Stripe hunting Billy. Gizmo gets some wheels and starts driving around, and Stripe sees a fountain and a gun, which you would not find in a Canadian department store. Gizmo manages to shine some lights on Stripe to kill him. Dad and Barney show up as Billy goes in for the last jump scare. Then we get a news report, and then Mr. Wing shows up to collect Gizmo, and we get some harsh truths.
You do with Mogwai what your society has done with all of nature's gifts. You do not understand. You are not ready.
Gizmo asks for Billy to come over, and then he's like, "Bye, Billy." The end. I mean, we had an $11 million budget, and we made $212 million. That's probably why we got a sequel that's also batshit crazy. Apparently Spielberg really had to push for Phoebe Cates to be in this because of some of her raunchy teen comedies she was in. Like, they couldn't envision her as a small town girl. She's a good actor, guys. Like, she can do pretty much anything. In the end, Gremlins is a fun movie with a lot of messages about Christmas and what you should watch out for. And if there's 3 simple rules, just follow them. It's that easy. As always, guys, thanks for watching.